please welcome to the stage the fantastic Lewys Holt.
No, I've missed. Where am I going now? Could you provide me with some kind of force to go back with?
You can stay where you are.
Oh, really? This isn't where anyone else stood. I'm edging. I got into some kind of jungle scene with way too many parrots. Per square, what is that? Per square. Foot, thank you. Okay, so bouncing, here we go. It's not a real forest jungle. It's not a real jungle, guys. What? Genuine surprise. It's just a facade. And the facade has lent me some kinetic energy with which to find my place in the world, but that's not here. What? What? I'm still drifting. Christ. This time there's a door. Could you blow? Just blow at me? Just blow. It's a little bit dodgy, I know. But if you could just blow me. Very much. I need a bit more from you, sir. You're not going to do it, even with your nose. Well, that doesn't matter. A little bit of air came out of your mouth as you said no. And that's put me right on track. Great. Hello. Great. It's funny, isn't it? People always say to me, "Oh, it's great having it's great to have a brother, isn't it?" But it's not. And I'll tell you why. My brother is a dickhead. People always say to me, "Oh, must be great to get called a dickhead all the time." But it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because it hurts my feelings when people say it to me. People always say to me, "Oh, must be great to have feelings." But it's not. And I'll tell you why. One, they get hurt very easily. Two, it makes it harder to do improv stand-up. Three, fashion. People say it must be great to be extremely fashionable. Very fashionable. But it's not. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Because animal rights. Okay? People would say to me, "Wow, it must be so great for animals, they've got so many rights." But it's not. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Because some animals get a bit up themselves. And that makes it harder for them to level with other animals and be humble and gracious to one another. think of the penguin. Arrogant. People always say to me, "Ooh, it must be great to be an arrogant penguin." "Ooh, it must be. Oh." Think about it. But it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because being an arrogant penguin means that you make a lot of claims that you can't back up. Yeah? You start a lot of fights, but you haven't got enough reach to fight anyone. You can only go sideways with the wing. Doesn't even go fully up. So you can't come down. If they're here, you can slap them. That means you have to find someone who's small enough and get their head nestled in between the body and the open wing. Okay? Okay? Is that okay with you? Yeah, good. Right. People say to me, "Oh, it must be great to be nestled between a body and an open wing." But it's not. It's not great. And I'll tell you why. Because... because you're kind of you're just very small. You're not big enough for most things. People always say to me, "Oh, it must be great to not be big enough for most things." They always say that. And I say, you know what? It's not. Because, isn't it obvious? I want to do most things. Look at me. I'm in the prime of my life. I want to do most things. I want to sit and eat a pizza. I want to make my own jam. I want to mix a drink for a friend. I want to plug in a razor to the wall socket. And you see the little light go on and know that it's just going to be fully operational when I next come to use it. It won't stop mid-shave, so I don't have to leave the house with the half-patch beard that I get. People always say to me, "Ooh." They always say to me, "It must be great to plug in a razor to a wall socket." But it's not. And I'll tell you why. It's just not that great. It's very normal. I could do that 300 times in one day if I wanted to. With some better things, you couldn't fit it in, could you? Ride an elephant, you couldn't do it 300 times in one day. You could do it 10. 10 times before you get tired and want to go home. Oh, people always say to me this, don't they? They say, Oh, it must be great to get out of the house once in a while. But it's not. I'll tell you why. Because it's dangerous out there. There's raccoons, if you live in the appropriate country. There's hipsters. There's emotional turmoil to be had from relationships with friends and family. There's Christmas, which, if you're inside, it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to, depending on the company you keep. If you have my Nana, my God, you've got to have Christmas. But if you had a different Nana, if I made my own Nana out of furniture, I wouldn't have to have Christmas. I could just have my birthday every day on a loop. And that would be great. People always say to me, wow, it must be great to have your birthday every single day with a Nana made of cushions and masking tape. I say it's not. It's not! I have to make my own cake. Yeah. Someone knows what that's like. People say, oh, it must be great to make your own cake on your birthday. It's not. And I'll tell you why. Because I like to be surprised by the flavour that the cake is, okay? And that's it.
Lewis Holt, everybody! Right then, let's keep this going, let's keep this energy up. Right, keep clapping. Right then, you ready for your second